Asia Wilson is not playing in Unrivaled, much like Caitlin Clark's not. But there's been a story surfaced by way of Sports Business Journal that is baffling.
And they're giving good explanations to why, at least for the most part, because they believe that Asia Wilson should have been paid more money than Caitlin Clark.
A.A. Wilson just dropped an absolute bombshell after Caitlin Clark's rejection, and it's because this reigning MVP allegedly felt she deserved a fatter paycheck than Clark. Why? Because is the MVP of the league, but unlike Clark's quiet mic drop, Wilson's announcement came with fireworks, confetti, and allegedly a bigger paycheck offer.
Caitlin Clark owns that. Caitlin Clark is the face of that. And without Caitlin Clark, a lot of people wouldn't even know who the hell Asia Wilson is.
And here's where it gets spicy. Wilson's camp casually let slip that she deserved more than Clark, because while MVPs don't come cheap, the message was clear: she got $1 million worth more. One fan tweeted, "Caitlin Clark opts out with grace. Why Wilson opts out with fireworks? Someone hand her an Oscar."
She definitely don't deserve more money than Caitlin Clark. I just gotta keep it real. Now, people could be mad all they want, but over here, I'ma keep it real. Caitlin Clark is the tide that rides all boats. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And Caitlin moves the damn needle.
Let's get real for a second. Wilson is talented, but this isn't just about talent. It's about perception. It's about legacy. And while Wilson may have the skills, Clark has the ability to shake the foundations of the sport. The numbers don't lie. Clark draws crowds like she's giving out free Beyonce tickets, while Wilson's following is solid, but hardly revolutionary.
Unrivaled is down bad for Caitlin Clark. And obviously everyone is a bit on bated breath if Caitlin Clark will be one of those people, but no one on bated breath more, it sounds like, than Nafisa Collier, Brianna Stewart, and every investor and person involved in the race.
Wilson's team claims she declined for the same reasons as Clark: rest, focus, blah, 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 but the basketball community isn't buying it. The timing feels like a classic look at me moment designed to shift attention back to Wilson when it was squarely on Clark. Subtlety apparently is not part of Wilson's playbook, and let's not ignore the irony. While Clark gracefully dodged the chaos, Wilson's decision seemed tailor-made for drama. This isn't her first headline. Remember her Nike shoe launch that delayed other players' releases, or that winning isn't for everyone ad campaign, which aged like milk after her team's playoff loss. Wilson has a knack for making everything about her, even when it's clearly not.
Asia Wilson is not playing in Unrivaled, much like Caitlin Clark's not. But there's been a story surfaced by way of Sports Business Journal that is baffling, and it is getting absolutely crushed right now because nobody believes it.
Clark's rejection didn't come with fanfare. She simply let her actions do the talking, prioritizing off-season rest over the relentless grind. "I need a break," she said, echoing the feelings of anyone who's ever had enough of everything. It was a classy move, but apparently classy isn't contagious, because A.O. Wilson just couldn't resist stealing the spotlight with her own rejection bombshell. Let's talk about Wilson. Just hours after Clark's decision made headlines, Wilson's camp conveniently leaked that she was offered an even bigger deal by Unrivaled. And guess what she said no to? Of course, the timing of this revelation wasn't suspicious at all, right? Fans were quick to catch on. One social media user summed it up perfectly: Clark says no and keeps it moving. Wilson says no and needs the world to applaud. Desperation much?
Well, no amount of pulling in Kate Martin, Lexi Hull, or agreeing to State Farm sponsorships got the Unrivaled League Caitlin Clark. She's not going to play.
Caitlin Clark, she's not going to play. Caitlin Clark just reminded everyone why she's the queen of basketball and priorities. Unrivaled, a desperate new 3-on-3 league, thought they could lure her in with $1 million offer equity. And even her inner circle, they practically rolled out a gold carpet and added neon signs reading, "Please join us." But Clark, as cool as ever, gave them a firm nope. Why? Because she values her time, her health, and her sanity. 3 things Unrivaled clearly forgot to factor into their pitch. Meanwhile, Unrivaled is scrambling to salvage what's left of their credibility. They had banked on the Caitlin effect, believing her star power could turn their little league into a big deal. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. They recruited Clark's friends, her brand partners, and probably even her dog's favorite toy. But she still said no. The result, a roster reveal that fell flatter than a deflated basketball.
Like, basketball has really consumed my life for a year, so I feel like it'll be good for me to kind of reflect back on everything that's happened. Like, I feel like I didn't even have time to really reflect on my college career because it ended so fast. And then I came here and was trying to give everything I could to this team and kind of move on and put all that behind me and help this team, get back to the playoffs. So I feel like taking some time to myself and really enjoying that and reflecting back.
The league's desperation was painfully obvious. Their marketing screamed, "Please, Caitlin, we need you." And when didn't bite, they tried to pivot by hyping Wilson's rejection. But here's the kicker: no one cares about a league that starts with both its biggest stars turning them down. If Clark and Wilson don't want to play, why should anyone want to watch? Fans aren't blind to the irony. Clark, despite all the noise, made a simple, smart decision. She knows her worth and isn't afraid to say no even when a flashy deal is dangled in front of her. Wilson, on the other hand, seems to crave the drama. Her rejection wasn't just a decision, it was a spectacle, and for what a few headlines, unrivaled future is already looking shaky. Losing Clark was a massive blow, but the drama surrounding Wilson's leak only made things worse. The league now faces an uphill battle to prove it can survive without its two biggest names. Spoiler alert, it probably won't.
I didn't think somebody from A'ja Wilson's team cold-heartedly thought that she should have got more money than Caitlin Clark. I thought people was lying. But as we can see here, it was very much the truth. The article goes on to say A'ja Wilson, Caitlin Clark turned down participating in Unrivaled League.
Unrivaled plans to reinvent women's basketball are now looking shaky. Both Clark and Wilson rejecting the league leaves them scrambling to find stars who can actually draw attention. Their big reveal of a 6-team roster felt like a letdown, with 2 wild card spots blatantly left open for Clark and Wilson. Talk about putting all your eggs in one basket and then dropping it. The basketball community has been vocal about whole debacle. While some fans support Wilson's decision to prioritize rest, many see her camp's comments as unnecessary. One Reddit user put it bluntly: "You're not getting paid more than Clark because you're not moving the needle like she does. Facts don't care about MVPs."
Caitlin Clark, it appears, and Wilson have turned down the historic offers to participate this season. While ESPN reported this afternoon that Clark had decided to pass on the Unrivaled League since starting January 17th, with sources recently telling SBJ that Clark's offer was about $1 million plus equity in the business.
At the end of the day, Clark's quiet confidence continues to set her apart. She doesn't need to create drama to prove her worth. Wilson, on the other hand, seems to thrive on it, whether it's shoe launches or playful beefs with NBA players. She knows how to stay in the headlines, even if it means sharing a bit too much.
The A'ja Wilson, somebody from the A'ja Wilson team is claiming that she wanted more money than Caitlin Clark.
The real losers here, Unrivaled. Without their 2 biggest potential stars, they're left selling a dream that no one seems to be buying. If Clark and Wilson aren't interested, why should fans be? In the battle of bombshells, Clark's rejection was all class, while Wilson's came with a side of chaos. One thing's for sure: the offseason drama in women's basketball might just be more entertaining than the games themselves. Unrivaled might want to focus on fixing that instead of banking on stars who aren't showing up.
Because of the effort she's had so far this season, she earned her way onto the WNBA All-Star roster, as did Caitlin Clark. Let's show you the list of ladies who were announced earlier this evening.
A'ja Wilson just served up another masterclass in the art of dominance, reminding everyone why she's a 2-time WNBA MVP and possibly eyeing a third after yet another explosive performance. Wilson made it clear she's not here for mediocrity. When asked about her recent success, she casually credited trusting the process and grinding through adversity, as if leading her team to 5 straight wins was just another day at the office. Defensive improvements, sure, but let's be real, it's mostly the A'ja Wilson show, and the league better buckle up. Then there's Kelsey Plum, who dropped a season-high 34 points, but tried to downplay it. Wilson, ever the supportive teammate, sang her praises, calling Plum a gym rat who's as relentless as they come first and last out. That's just a piece warm-up routine. And while Wilson modestly described her own performances as just getting the job done, it's hard to ignore her record-breaking streak of 20 games to start the season. Consistency, she says, is the key to greatness, Hall of Fame status, and a legacy. Just in case anyone forgot what she's aiming for,
Wilson and Caitlin Clark. We got the final tallies tonight. We had it with them earlier tonight. Michael's going to break that down and tell you who's headed to Phoenix on July 20th here in just a second, ladies.
As if dominating on the court isn't enough, Wilson didn't hold back. When discussing the WNBA's newfound energy this season, she cheekily pointed out that the gossipy drama fizzled out once people remembered, oh right, these players are actually elite at basketball. And let's not forget her hilarious plea for Beyoncé to attend a game residency. No need, just one game, and a quick hey would suffice. After all, what's a little scheduling adjustment for Queen Bey when Wilson is carrying the league?
Let's talk about Caitlin Clark. Another near triple-double, but again, she really, for the second straight game, struggled from the field tonight. What did you see?
Well, in our countdown show, the great Carolyn Peck highlighted this, and she was being guarded by Jackie Young, who is another individual who takes meticulous care of her body and is meticulous about the scouting report. One of the toughest on-ball defenders in the league, and so I think tonight...
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's struggles against the Aces got a shout-out. Turns out Jackie Young's defense had Clark seeing stars instead of sinking buckets. Wilson and her squad reminded everyone why they're reigning champs, shutting down Clark with a team effort that screamed welcome to the big leagues. Rookie, the Aces defense is back in business, and opponents might want to start rethinking their game plans. In the end, Wilson's leadership continues to set the standard, and she's dragging her team and maybe the entire league into greatness. As for the rest of the season, looks like everyone else is playing for second place.